Good morning, everybody. Borada. This is not what we expected to be doing today, is it? This silly old virus. But we'll wait and see now, soon we'll be back. Okay. So, a few things for you to do today, even though I haven't brought any of my things home. So, we'll find some things to do today. It's World Book Day today. We've been talking about special books this week, haven't we? And we've been making some books too. So, we'll have to finish that soon. But it's a week for thinking all about our favourite stories. So I thought the best thing to do today is to have a really good story. Now I'm going to read you a story out of my fairy tales book. And it's a story I think you know. So you might be able to join in a little bit. Okay. It's called The Three Little Pigs. And this is a very, very old story that lots of children have loved. And there is a very, 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 very naughty wolf in this story. And we had a story on Monday about a very naughty wolf as well, didn't we? Lots of wolves in stories tend to be naughty, when wolves themselves, real wolves, are not naughty at all. So we'll think about that later as well. But let's read the story first. The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there was a mummy pig with three little pigs. They were so poor that the mummy pig sent the little pigs away to find their fortune. Shows they've gotten very poor. They live in a little house, and it's time for them to go out and find some work to bring some money back. I think they're a bit sad. Mummy's very sad. Bye, little pigs. Bye. The first little pig met a man with a bundle of straw. Straw is like dried grass stalks, dried corn stalks. Please, man, he said, please, man, give me that straw to build a house. So the man did, and the little pig built his house. Oh, a house made of straw. Should we look at it? Oh, there it is. A lovely house made of straw, dried grass. But along came a wolf. Here he is. Here's that naughty old wolf who knocked at the door. Little pig, let me come in, said the wolf. No, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in, said the little pig. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in, said the wolf. And he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in and ate up the first little pig. Oh, naughty wolf. There's always somebody getting eaten in this book. That's why it's called Yummy. Dear me, what a wolf. The second little man met a man with a bundle of sticks. Please, man, said the little pig, give me your sticks to build a house. So the man did, and the little pig built his house. So now this house is made from wood, which I think is a bit stronger than straw, but we'll see. Uh-oh. Along came the wolf and knocked at the door. Little pig, let me come in, he said. And the little pig answered, No, by the hair on my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in. So the wolf said, Then I will huff and puff and blow your house in. And he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew that house in and ate up this second little pig. Oh no, poor piggies. The third little pig met a man with a load of bricks. Very heavy bricks. Please, man, he said, give me those bricks to build a house, which the man did. And the little pig built his house. Now, what do you think about bricks? Because they're made from hard clay, aren't they? Baked clay. Very hard, aren't they? I wonder what your house is made from. Perhaps you can go and look later. See if you can find out. Let's have a look at this brick house. There it is. A strong house made of bricks. Number 3 on the door for the third little pig. But along came the wolf and knocked at the door. Little pig, let me come in. The little pig answered, no, no, by the hair on my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in. So the wolf said, then I will huff and puff and blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed. Huff, puff, huff, puff. But he could not blow the house in. It's too strong. Uh-oh. Are you ready for this scary picture? Oh, look at that scary wolf's face. He's not happy. He's saying, grrr, because he's very cross. The wolf was very angry. Little pig, he said, I'm going to climb down your chimney and eat you up. So the little pig in his house made a blazing fire and put a huge pot of water on the fire to boil. Wonder what's happening next. As the wolf was coming down the chimney, I will show you in a minute, the little pig took the lid off the big pot of boiling water and the wolf fell in. The little pig put the lid back on the pot and boiled up the wolf and ate him for supper. The little pig lived happily ever after. There he is, and he's saying, bye-bye, wolf. Boiled wolf for dinner. Oh my goodness, that's the end. These fairy stories, there's always something horrible happening. I think it's really to teach children to stay away from strange, nasty people, not wolves. But there's often a wolf. Now, wolves are actually very, very lovely creatures. They live out in the wild and they don't usually bother anybody. But they do seem to be used in stories a lot. So I found a little video about some wolves that live in a wolf enclosure where they look after them and breed them and make sure they're safe. And they've got some lovely puppies, wolf pups. So I'm going to put a little link to a video for you to watch to see that wolves are not really nasty. They don't really eat up people or pigs. So have a look at that little film as well, because I think it's nice. And it's only fair to be nice to the wolves, isn't it? And I think for your drawing job today, I think it'd be really lovely if you drew me a wolf. So you can either look at the video and draw me a really lovely, cute wolf puppy, or if you like, if you want to try to scare me, and that's okay because I'm big and brave, but if you wanted to try to scare me, you could do me a big, fierce wolf face like this one. Get your best colours out, all your paints, and use your paper and make it really big. Look at this picture. Look how they filled that page, 2 pages, with that big wolf's face. So it does look quite scary. Look, it's bigger than my head. He's looking pretty scary. Don't forget his eyes and his ears and his nose, his long nose, and his great big mouth with sharp pointy teeth. So you can choose really. You can do a fierce story wolf, or you could do a real lovely wolf. Have a look at the video and decide. But do me a careful drawing about a wolf. Is that okay? Lovely. And if you can send me a picture, even better. Right, so I haven't got my counting stick, I've got my numbers, I haven't got anything. But this week we've been counting all the way up to 10 again, and we've been thinking about 3 numbers in our number line. So if we sing our number song first, we can all sing that together, and then I'll tell mums and dads what they need to do with counting, okay? So we're going to sing our number song. What voice shall we use today? Should we do a wolf voice? A growly wolf voice? Let's try. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rawr. Did you growl? Fabulous. Now, mums and dads, this week we've been going back over number 6 fingers, number 7, and number 8. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. So perhaps today your grown-up could say to you, right, could you bring me 6 spoons, please? And you've got to remember to go and count them as you get them. We don't just want a handful of spoons. We don't just want 1 spoon. We want 6 spoons, or whatever it is you're counting. You've got to remember to count and stop when you get to the right number. So you could do some counting to 6. You could do some counting to 7. So perhaps you could find 7 Smarties. And if you get it right, you could eat them. 7 socks. 7 biscuits. 7 anything really, as long as you're counting carefully. And the same with 8. What could you find? Let's think. 8 bobbles, if you've got lots of bobbles. I've got lots of bobbles. 8 apples. Anything you can use around your house to count with will be lovely. So 6, 7 or 8. Okay, some counting to do today. Now, tomorrow is Friday, and that's when we were going to have our special St. David's Day special day. Now, I'm not sure if we'll be back tomorrow. Okay, honestly, I'm being truthful with you. I'm not sure we will be back tomorrow. We might be, but I'm not sure we will. So we'll have to try and do that perhaps next week, if that's possible. Because we've got all our Welsh things out of them on our display. And I was going to get the Welsh cakes today for tomorrow. And you were going to wear your costumes. And most importantly of all, we've been practicing our song, haven't we? Oh, we need to do that video so everybody can see your lovely singing. But we could sing it today just to practice, okay? And you can show your grown-up what we're going to do. So, if Mrs. Jack can remember it, because that's in school as well. Mr. Happis first, isn't it? I am Mr. Happis. Mr. Happis ado-e. So you join in, and don't forget he says, no, what does he say? Ha ha ha, because he's happy. Remember? I always get him mixed up with one of the others. Here we go. Mr. Happis ado-e, ado-e. Mr. Happis ado-e, ado-e, ha ha ha. Mr. Happis ado-e, Mr. Happis ado-e, Mr. Happis ado-e, ado-e, ha ha ha. Now the next person's not happy, are they? Mr. Trist ado-e, Mr. Trist. And he says, boo-hoo. Ready? Big singing now. Mr. Trist ado-e, ado-e, boo-hoo-hoo. Mr. Trist ado-e, ado-e, boo-hoo-hoo. Mr. Trist ado-e, Mr. Trist ado-e, Mr. Trist ado-e, ado-e, boo-hoo-hoo. Dear me. Now the next person is Mr. Towel. Mr. Quiet. Mr. Towel, a-do-wee, shh, shh, shh. Mr. Towel, a-do-wee, shh, shh, shh. Mr. Towel, a-do-wee, Mr. Towel, a-do-wee, Mr. Towel, a-do-wee, shh, shh, shh. And then the last person is not quiet, are they? Mr. Suntleth is very loud, and he says, hip hooray! Ready? Mr. Suntleth, a-do-wee, hooray! Mr. Suntleth, a-do-wee, hooray! Mr. Suntleth, a-do-wee, Mr. Suntleth, a-do-wee, Mr. Suntleth, a-do-wee, hooray! Can't shout too loud because I might make Peppa bark. Don't want that, do we? She's a bit Suntleth as well. A bit loud. Okay, so cut up and have a lovely day. Draw me a big wolf. Nice one or nasty one, don't mind. Do some counting. Sing our song. And have a nice play outside when it gets a bit drier. Put your coat on. See if you can have a play outside. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that we're going to be able to see each other very soon. Okay, can you cross your fingers too? Cross your fingers. Cross your legs, cross your toes, cross everything. And hopefully we'll see you very soon. I'll be back tomorrow on video if we're not back in nursery, okay? And we'll think of some nice things to do tomorrow as well. Okay then? Bye.